Hey everyone, welcome to my Facebook Live. I'm a little late. I'm a few hours late. I usually do this at 12:30 Central Time and it's 4 p.m. And actually I'm late for right now. It's 4:05 and I'm kind of just going with the flow of my day today. And so welcome to anyone who happens to pop on here. Hey Michelle, hey Kara, welcome. Today I wanted to start off by sharing some of my clients' recent celebrations. Usually when I do a client session, we talk about what has happened since the last session, because sometimes we go along in life and things are changing and shifting, but unless we stop to realize like what has really changed and improved, sometimes we don't even realize it. And so I just wanted to share a few things that have come up just this last week or so for some of my clients. Okay, so a couple big ones with Thanksgiving that just happened. People felt a lot more peaceful going into like the family dinners. That's huge. A lot more peace, a lot more ability to stay in personal power and just enjoy feeling comfortable in their own skin. And that's a really huge celebration, at least for me, in my perspective. Let's see. Oh, I had one client that recently did a Christmas booth and got 8 enrollments with her business from that. So I thought that was a really great celebration. And that goes to show, as you are, hey you guys, as you're doing your inner work, it starts to manifest in your outer world. So the more confidence you're gaining in yourself, the more of that old emotional junk and those negative beliefs that you're able to let go of, it changes how people perceive you, and it's easier for people to say yes to you when you're working on your own stuff and letting that go. Let's see, what else? Oh, I had one client share with me that she has been like, her momentum in her business is exploded. Like she's been doing more one-on-one consultations, more classes, and having more enrollments than she has in quite a long time. And she's a pretty new client. We've only been working together a few weeks, but just by her letting go of some of that emotional junk, she has like taken off. So that's really excited. And I think the most powerful thing that she said though was, I am becoming comfortable being me. And I think that is such a huge celebration, and it's so important. It's going to affect every part of our life as we become comfortable with who we are. The good, the bad, the ugly, okay? Because we all have those moments, right? And just being okay with that. I had another client who was making a big life choice to whether or not to move and across the country. And we'd really been working on clearing blocks around her being able to have clarity about that. And she shared with me that as she went through the holidays and just had conversations with different family members, she started having all of these aha moments. It's like she had put in, all the work for the last several weeks to gain the clarity, and because she trusted the process and let go of being frustrated about the timing, it was like the timing came and everything just started falling into place for her. And that is and not only that, but opportunities that she didn't even think about started coming to her. And I've got to say that that's one of the most amazing things that happen when you have an energy coach. When you work with me, things start shifting. Things, you start feeling better inside, and then the things on the outside start opening up and falling into place, and life becomes joyful. And it's, you can let go of the stress and the worry and the fear. And it's really valuable to have somebody coaching you through, showing you, okay, this is the time where you need to change that story. This is the time where you need to be willing to let that go or to forgive, and working through the process that I take my clients through to actually be able to do that. Because it's one thing to say, oh yeah, you need to, I could tell someone, oh yeah, you need to forgive. But if there's some deeper emotional blocks in the way of being able to forgive, then it becomes a really frustrating experience to coach with someone when you're not releasing the really deep seated stuff. So if you're new to this call and you don't know what I'm talking about, my name is Jen Polson, and I am an energy coach, and that basically means that I am coaching you through like letting go of limiting beliefs that are stuck in your subconscious belief system. And if you don't know what that means, reach out to me. I'm happy to explain that to you. There's information on my website about that. But it is one of the most powerful things that you can do for yourself, is to work on, shifting and changing those deep beliefs that have a direct effect on what's going on in your life. So look at the things that aren't working in your life, the things where you feel stuck and where you feel frustrated. That's very valuable information. It's going to help you understand what parts of you need to heal. And I help people through that process. Okay, so I wanted to talk really quickly about how our emotions affect our physical well-being. And I want to ask you a question, and I want to ask you if you've ever had an experience of where you've dreaded going somewhere, or dreaded an event that was coming up, or dreaded a presentation that you had to give for work, or just anything that you were not looking forward to, and in the process of anticipating this event, kept telling yourself things like, oh, I really don't want to do this, I just don't want to go there, I don't want to be there. And as you get closer and closer to that event, you start getting a headache, or you get a really bad cold, or you get a stomach flu or something like that, where you absolutely can't show up for the event. I'm wondering if that has ever happened to any of you. Because the way we feel about what's going on in our lives has a direct impact on how we feel physically. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Carol Truman. I have this little, she wrote a book called Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. And this is a little reference guide. So I'm going to ask you guys, we'll do a little interaction here if you guys want to. If you want to share some kind of physical symptom, like a headache or stomach ache, or maybe you have insomnia. I'm looking at some of these. Maybe part of your back hurts. If you want to share whatever physical thing is going on with you, we can talk about what some of the emotional roots to that might be. Okay, cool. All right, headache all day. Janelle, let's look at that. Okay, so in this little reference guide, it lists 12 possible emotional roots that could be linked to that headache, okay? So I'm not saying that all of these do, but just listen, and those of you guys that maybe have frequent headaches, see if any of these emotional symptoms are familiar to you. So the first one is inability to resolve emotional upsets, hurt feelings going unexpressed, feelings of inner pressure working on you, feeling unable to control, feelings of fear and anxiety getting the best of you, unpleasant relationships, inability to face an issue, manifesting the need to laugh, sing, praise, and express gratitude. Okay, so when when that headache may be telling you that you need to go and relax and have some fun. Impatient with your impatient with yourself that you haven't done enough. I don't know. I've never felt that way before. Haha, just kidding. Holding on to old limitations, not seeing the good in anything, and feeling you're better than other people. Okay, so Carol Truman has done a lot of research in identifying possible emotional roots to our those physical problems. So in a typical session, so let's say Janelle and I are in a session, what I would do is I would muscle test all of those different possibilities to see what's coming up for her. So Janelle, you want me to put you on the spot? Should you want to clear it right now? You want to share your stuff with everybody watching here? I'll wait for you to say yes or no. Where is she? I'm always game. Okay. All right. So let's just see which ones are affecting her. Now, this may not be in her conscious brain, but we're going to just see what is the root to her headache today. Okay, feeling unable to control a situation going on. Manifesting the need to laugh, sing, praise, and express gratitude. So like relaxing and having some fun. Okay, those are the two main things that came up. So those things really correlate really well with each other, right? So a lot of times when we have things that are going on that we want a certain outcome, it's a lot of pressure. And sometimes that pressure can be manifested in, it's manifesting through her headache. Okay, so I want you to go ahead, and anyone that is suffering from a headache today, or maybe that's something that you suffer with on a regular basis, let's just go ahead, everyone take a breath, and whatever the emotional root is for you, we're just going to have the intention of releasing that. Hey, you guys, thanks for coming on. Okay, take a nice big breath, and let's just have the intention of just releasing just any stress, like from the top of your head, and let that just go down through to the bottoms of your toes. Okay, so one thing that's really a common thing that comes up for people is this issue of control. Okay, so a lot of times we want to be in control of the outcome. We want to have people react a certain way to us. We want people to say yes to certain things. We want people to behave certain ways. And when that doesn't happen, sometimes it kind of freaks us out, and we kind of go, that control can be manifested through like our temper, or it can also be manifested by retreating and shutting down emotionally. And so you can just kind of do a self-check and see what your behavior is when you're in a situation where you're really attached to the outcome. And what we want to do is, a lot of times those behaviors, or the behaviors are learned reactions. Okay, we see the adults in our lives responding to stress, or responding to someone not complying with what they want. to have happen. And we learn that you yell, or we learn that you retreat, or learn that you shame, or give a guilt trip or something like that. It's our way of, when we feel out of control, to try and regain that control. So what I want to do is just have the intention of releasing whatever pattern you saw, whatever negative pattern you saw throughout your childhood that became your pattern of control. So everyone go ahead and take a breath on that. And let's just release that need to control the outcome. Okay? All right, good. And so there's also some generational components to that. And we want to release the energy of that as well. Because that can be a family pattern that's passed down generation after generation. And it may look differently. It may look different in different families. But there's still, I can feel there's a lot of generational patterning and programming around needing to be in control. So everyone take a breath and let's just release that. Okay, good. All right, excellent. Trying to see if there's anything else we can clear around that. We're going to integrate a few affirmations, okay? So we're going to integrate, I am safe. Okay, because a lot of times when we are, exerting control, it's because we don't feel safe about something. So we're going to just integrate, I am safe. So you have that inner knowing that no matter what other people's response to you is, no matter what is going on around in the world, that you're safe. Okay. The next one is I am enough. Okay, so that's a really, really important part of letting go of control. Sometimes control is attached to needing people, or needing to prove your worth, needing to prove that you're good enough, needing to prove that you deserve, whatever. So we're going to release that energy of needing to prove yourself, and really connecting you to that knowing that you already are enough, simply because you're God's child and you have that divine DNA running through you. You are enough. And when we can really connect to that, then the way we live our lives comes from a place of love instead of fear, instead of needing to prove yourself. And when we come from a place of love, you guys know we can do so much more in the world. We can, our whole way of being changes, and it takes our relationships to a whole new level. It takes your business to a whole new level. It takes your health to a whole new level. Okay, so everyone take a big breath on that. And just say to yourself, I am enough. I am always enough. I am always more than enough. Okay. And then the last affirmation is, I want to really clear for you, is I release all control to God. Okay, and what that means is a lot of times we let our fear, worry, and doubt take control, take over. Okay, so when you get in a situation where you're feeling, like anxious or worried or fearful, or you're really attached to the outcome, take a step back, take a breath, and consciously, intentionally hand that over to God, or hand it over to your angels, or however you look at that, okay? And get in a new practice. So you're going to release the old way of behaving okay, the old way of reacting, and replace it with a new reaction, a new intention of letting it go instead of just getting mad or shutting down. Okay, so everyone take a big breath on that. And remember, when I have you take these breaths, it's really, really powerful. What we're doing is releasing the energy or the negative belief that's keeping you attached to the old behavior. Okay, so this is not just, you know, a nice feel-good moment here, you guys. This is a powerful moment that you have the opportunity to clear something that's really deep inside of you that is going to allow you to have a choice to react differently. So, okay. Thank you, Janelle, for that. Let's look at another one really quick. Wow, thanks you guys for coming on. Love seeing all these people. Okay. Okay. All right, someone said dry mouth. Let me see if that is in my little book here. Dry eyes, but not dry mouth. Let me just look under mouth and see if we can find anything there. Okay. All right. So it's coming up as mouth problems. Okay. So we've got 3 different things: resistant to change, fears of moving out of your comfort zone, and opinionated. Now, there's nothing wrong with being opinionated, but I think what this is referring to is how it comes out of your mouth, right? Is it coming out out of fear, or are you sharing your opinions, you know, with love and calmness? And so my guess is that the opinions are coming out as, you know, through fear, so maybe anger. So let's go ahead. Should we clear that, you guys? Anybody have any fears about moving out of their comfort zone? I never have that fear. Just kidding. All right, let's everyone take a big breath. And we're going to integrate I am open to change. I am safe moving forward. Okay, when we stay in our comfort zones, it's kind of like we're on that, you know, that rat wheel, whatever that's called. That's kind of like an example of just staying in your comfort zone, just doing the same thing over and over. So we're going to clear any blocks, you know, any experiences that you had as a child where maybe you got made fun of for trying something new, or maybe you tried something new and it didn't work and the kids laughed at you. You know, your brain registers that, you know, as a 5-year-old or a 4-year-old as, wow, it's not safe to try new things. Let's just stay in this little safe space here. Okay, but that's a 4 or 5-year-old response. You know, and if you feel like you have a hard time moving out of your comfort zone, that's because you've been holding on to this subconscious belief for all of these years. And as adults, we don't have to live in our 4-year-old or 5-year-old belief systems. So that's what we're going to release right now for you guys, okay? Let's just go ahead and, well, let me see. I think there's another affirmation we need. Okay, so the next affirmation is, I speak confidently and lovingly. Okay, and that doesn't mean you have to be a pushover, you guys, okay? That's not what this means at all. But it means, you can, have your boundaries. You can be firm in your beliefs and your what you stand for, but you can speak with love. You can stand up for what you believe in with love. It doesn't have to come from fear or anger or any of that. So, okay, I'm going to go over those affirmations again. I am open to change. I am safe moving forward. I speak confidently and lovingly. Okay, so everyone take a big breath on that. Let's go ahead and just release whatever childhood experiences that have been keeping you hanging on to not being able, like resisting change, not being able to get out of that comfort zone, and not speaking from a place of love. Okay. Okay, there's some generational blocks associated with that as well. I can feel that. So what we're doing here is releasing the energy of any adults in your life saying, that's too hard, you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that, you might get hurt, or people might not like it if you say that. We're going to release all of that. All of the times where the adults in our lives told us we couldn't or we shouldn't, or when we were just trying to, expand our experience. So take a big breath on that. And here's one of the most powerful things, you guys, is that you can be mindful now. Like, as you are clearing this stuff for yourself, you can be mindful of how you're speaking to the children in your life, whether it's your own children, your grandchildren, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you work with kids at your church. Like, you can be more mindful of what you're saying now, and have those words be encouraging and supportive instead of limiting, it passing on those limiting beliefs and fears and worries. Okay. All right, so go ahead and take another breath. I'm just going to clear some additional false belief energy. I just want to get rid of that. Okay, and now what we want to do is I want you to take a breath, and we're just going to raise the vibration of your physical body. Okay, so what happens is these limiting beliefs and these fears, they have a low vibration to them, and they get stuck in our bodies, and that's what causes that's a lot of times what causes like our physical symptoms. And so as we are releasing the old beliefs, our bodies become more free to feel better and to have more energy and to support us in moving forward. Okay, so take a big breath on that. I don't know if you felt that, but like I just felt like this rush of like energy go through my whole body when you guys took a breath on that. So that's really cool. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm just looking at my time. We've been on here for almost 30 minutes. So I want to thank you for being here. I really hope that you felt some kind of shift for yourself today. I wanted to give you a little taste of what it is like to work with me, and how how even the most simple little shifts can make a big difference in your life. So I would love for you to share with me the next couple hours, the next day or two, like anything that you've noticed since we did this little emotional release session here. I also wanted to let you know that my monthly group call is coming up on Thursday. Yeah, it's this Thursday. And we're talking about the divine flow of giving and receiving. So I thought that would be really appropriate for December. I also have some availability in my group coaching, and I also have some availability for one-on-one coaching. So if you guys are interested in really taking your life, your relationships, your business, your career to the next level, by getting rid of all those hidden beliefs that are holding you back, then contact me. I would love to talk to you more about it. If you want to request a call, you can message me. You can go on my website at jenpolson.com and request a call there. Yeah, if you have any questions at all, I'm here for you. And my passion, my purpose in life is to help people overcome the stuff that's holding them back. It has changed my life in so many ways over the years doing this kind of inner work. It has increased my increased my confidence. It has given me a purpose. It's given me clarity. It's increased my ability to love and forgive and not be so judgmental. I'm not perfect by any means, all right? I'm still working on my own stuff. But it's changed my life in so many ways. And probably the biggest way that it's changed my life is my relationship with God. I didn't even know that my own hidden beliefs were holding me back from being able to receive everything that He was trying to give me. And that, you guys, that's the most important thing, that relationship that you have with God, with the divine. So anyway, I am here for you. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I'm looking forward to working with you. So reach out and let's see what's a good fit. We'll talk to you later. Bye.